told about the Bible is a lot of picking and choosing. When you see, Lot's daughter gang raped and beaten, and the Lord being okay with that.
Well, when you read it, you find out that it wasn't Lot's daughter. Lot's daughters weren't gang raped and beaten, and the Lord was okay with that. I think he's referring to the Levite's concubine in the book of Judges. And God was not okay with that. When you read the text, he was definitely not okay with that. So it's hard to cherry pick the Bible when you don't even read it, you know.
When you actually read about Abraham being willing to kill his son, when you actually read that.
Yeah, when you actually read that, you find out that he knew that God would raise his son from the dead. I mean, the Bible literally says that Abraham believed that God would raise his son from the dead because, well, he's God, he can do that. And he did raise him from the dead, as he raised his own son from the dead.
When you read the insanity of the talking snake.
Well, Penn Teller here is a Darwinist, so he believes he's a talking monkey. I mean, he really does. Darwinists believe that animals one day started talking. They did. We're all talking animals here, just animals who've learned how to talk and learned how to think and learned how to do human things.
When you read the hostility towards homosexuals, towards women.
Well, in the camp in Leviticus, there was to be no homosexuality. But when you read what God has to say about strangers and women, there's no hostility there at all. No hostility at all. Then when you read in the church, we're to love all people.
The celebration of slavery.
Slavery is never celebrated in the Bible. Where, Penn? Where is slavery celebrated in the Bible? I thought we weren't going to pick and choose and cherry pick stuff in the Bible here.
When you read in context that thou shalt not kill means only in your own tribe. I mean, there's no hint that it means humanity in general.
That's false. When you read the law given to the Hebrews, they are to treat strangers and foreigners as if they were their own kin. Those were their neighbors. They were to treat as themselves. God said, love your neighbor as yourself. And yes, that's a general rule for all mankind. None of us should kill.
That there's no sense of a shared humanity. It's all tribal.
Except for all those times where God says when a foreigner comes into your camp, you are to treat them well, respectfully, not to do harm to them. Except for all those times, I guess, yeah, you could say that.
When you see a God that is jealous and insecure.
He's God. Who is he going to be jealous of and insecure of? It's impossible. God, by definition, is the supreme being, so that's ridiculous to say that God is jealous and insecure. He is jealous of our affections in the sense that he wants our affections because he deserves our affections. God wants what he deserves, and he deserves the glory and adoration of all of his creation.
When you see that there's contradictions that show that it was clearly written hundreds of years after the supposed fact and full of contradictions.
Right, ancient documents, if they're written hundreds of years after the fact, they're just totally unreliable, right? You know, even though all these other ancient documents we have are written thousands of years after the fact, and we're okay with that. But no, the Bible was written 100 years later? Wow, you can't believe that stuff.